All right, guys, let's knock out this practice test so you can do great tomorrow. Let's see how it goes here. The first four are all law signs. I'm going to be honest with you. 1 and 2 are going to be, they're not angle side or side angle, so they're all just going to have one case. If you have two angles, that's AAS, you don't have to worry about the case. So I'm looking for this. I'm looking for big C, little a, and little b. And big C is easy. I'm just going to subtract those from 180 and get that answer real quick. When I do that, I'm getting 47 degrees. That means C is 47. So what I have now is I've got big C and little c, which is what I'm going to use. I'm going to do sine 47 over 50 equals sine of 23 over little a. Because I'm looking for little a, I don't have to worry about doing the second sign. I'm just going to punch that in real quick. I'm getting 26.7 for A. And then do the same thing for B. I'm still going to use sine 47 over 50 because I know that's for a fact. And then I can do the sine of 110 degrees over little b and just punch that in. 50 times sine 110 divided by sine 47. I'm getting 64.2. So there's the answer number 1. Do the same thing for number 2. Now it's the same situation. It's got an angle, side. So this time I'm looking for angle B, side A, and side C. Angle B is the easy one. I'm going to do 180 minus 30 minus 65, and it's going to leave me with 85 degrees for B. And now I know angle B and side B, so I'm going to say sine of 85 degrees over 10 equals sine of 30 degrees over little a. Just going to punch it in real quick. 10 times sine 30 divided by sine 85. Sorry about this. 5.02 or just 5.0. And then the same thing for little c. So I'm going to do sine 85 over 10 is sine of 65 over little c. Punch that in. 10 times sine 65 divided by sine 85. And I'm getting 9.1. And there's the answer to 2. All right, 3 and 4. Now, 3 and 4 are both side angle or angle side, so they're the pain. All right, so got to watch out what's going on here. One thing I do know here on number 3 is I need to find big B. I got to find big C, and I also need little c because that's what I'm looking for. So what I do have, I have both my A's. So I'm going to do sine of 42 degrees over 70 equals sine of big B over 122. Going to punch that straight in here. 122 times sine 42. Divide that by 70. I'm getting a bad number, getting 1.16. So when I do second sign of that answer, the calculator gives me an error, which means that's not even a triangle. So I'm going to put not a triangle. And I'm done with that one. That's my favorite answer because you don't have to do much work, which also means number 4 is probably going to be my least favorite because I got a feeling it's going to be 2 solutions, but let's check it out. What I'm looking for here, I need big B again. I need big C again. I need little C. What they did give me, though, are both A's. So let's go. I'm going to go sine 43.1 over 186.2 equals sine of big B, which I don't know, over little b, which is 248.6. So I'm going to punch that in real quick. When I punch all that in, I'm getting 65.8. So I'm going to round that to 66. Now, remember what we do when there's possible, when you get an answer, there may be 2. So I'm going to come down here and see if there is. So first of all, if that's 66, I'm going to subtract it from 180. 180 minus 66 is going to give me 114. Now, ask yourself, is 114 possible? If you have 114 and 43.1, is that okay? Yes, it is, because it's still less than 180. So I'm going to find both angle C's next. I'm going to do 180 minus 43.1 minus 66 for the first one. And that gives me 70.9. And for the second C, this one down here, I'm doing 180 minus 43.1 minus 114. I'm getting 22.9 for that angle C. Now, to find this little c, I'm going to use the big C that is with it. So I'm going to do the same sign here, to sine 43.1 degrees over 186.2. Except this time sine of 70.9 over little c. I'm going to punch it in just a second. To find this little c down here, I'm still going to use this, sine 43.1 degrees over 186.2. But this time I'm going to use the sine 22.9. I'm going to use that c over little c. So I'm going to take a second, punch both these in, and I'll come back and put the answers down. Okay, punch the first one in. I'm getting 257.9 0.5 up there. And then when I do the second one, I'm going 186.2 times sine 22.9, and then divide that by sine 43.1. I'm getting 106.0. Okay, so 2 solutions to that one. Make sure you're good with that and how I did all that. That's probably the longest one in the whole test. Number 5, use law. It's telling you what to do here. Use law of cosines. And because they gave me angle A, that means you must find side A first. So I'm going to do A squared equals B squared plus C squared. So 60 squared plus 30 squared minus 2 times 60 times 30 times cosine 70. That's the setup. Okay, I know how to set that up. So I'm going to take a second, punch all that in. When I punch it in, I get this right here. I get 3268.727. It keeps on going. Now that's A squared, which means my A, I got to take the square root. Don't forget to do that. Take the square root, I'm going to 57.2. There's my A. All right, now I also need to find angle B. I need big B and big C. And if I just find one of those, I really haven't made. So I'm going to go, let's see here. I'm going to go cosine B would be A squared. Would be B squared minus C squared minus A squared. So I'm going to do B squared minus C squared minus A squared over -2 times B, times C times A. The last 2 numbers on the top should also be the last 2 numbers on the bottom. Now I'm going to punch all that in my calculator, and I'm going to hit second cosine because you're looking for an angle. I'm going to punch all that in and do second cosine of the number. I'm getting this for B. I'm getting 80.4 degrees. And if it's 80.4 degrees, I'm going to subtract those 2 angles from 180. 180 minus 70 minus 80.4 degrees. I'm getting 29.6 degrees for my B and C. So there's the answer for number 5. Number 6, a little bit different because they give you all 3 sides. You can start wherever you want to. That means you got to find the angle. So what I'm looking for on this one, number 6, is I need big A, big B, big C. And you got to do log cosines twice to find your first 2 angles. Then you can go through and just subtract from 180 to get your third one. So I'm going to do A first. So I'm going to say cosine of A is A squared minus B squared minus C squared over -2 B C. Again, the last 2 numbers on the top are the 2 numbers on the bottom. All right, so I'm going to punch that in and hit second cosine of the answer to figure out what it is. I'm going to punch all that in and do second cosine of the answer. I'm going to round to the nearest degree. I'm just going to say it's 49. I got 49.86. Let's just say it's 50 degrees. Let's do the same thing for B. So I'm going to cosine B. Cosine B is B squared, which is 25 squared, minus A squared, minus C squared, over -2 times A times C. Again, punch that in. I punch it in, do second cosine of the answer. I'm getting 72.88. Let's round that to 73. Subtract those 2 from 180. 180 minus 50 minus 73 to get my last angle, which is 57 degrees. I got it. There's 6. Not that big a deal, I hope. Number 7, last one of these. Thank goodness. Okay, so this one's just like 5. It's like almost the exact same problem. So because they gave me angle A and side A. Oh, they gave me angle A and side A. That means I can do law of sines here. So that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to do sine. What a gift. So I'm going to do sine 55 over 50 equals sine big B. You got to catch that now. If you're not looking, you'll try to do law of cosines. You don't have to. I forgot to say this. We're looking for big B, big C, and little c. Okay, so I'm going to cross multiply here. 65 times sine 55 divided by 50. And do, oh, cool. When I do second sine of the answer, I get not a triangle again. So I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow on your test, but check that. Check number 7 tomorrow. See if you can do law of sines, and maybe it's not no solution. That's a gift. Number 8 says find f plus g of 3. Now there's 2 ways to do this. I think the easiest way is I'm going to plug 3 into f and g and just add the 2 answers together. So if I plug 3 into f, I'm getting 6 minus 7. I'm getting 1. If I plug 3 into g, I'm getting 3 times 9. I'm getting 27. And it says f plus g. So I'm just going to add the 1 and the 27. Get 28. That's all there is to that. That's kind of wanted you to remember that from first semester. Number 9, solve that inequality. This is a conjunction. It's an and problem. I'm going to subtract 5 from all 3 sides. And when I do that, I get x. Over here I have 12. Over here I've got -9. So I can write that like this in an interval. I can put -9 with the parentheses, 12 with the bracket because it has an equal sign. Number 10, square root of all that stuff. It's a bunch of stuff. First of all, I got to figure out how to break down the 20. 20 is really 4 times 5. Well, the square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 5, I'm going to leave in there because I don't know what the square root of 5 is. Now, the index, even though it's not written there, is really a little 2 right there. So I'm going to divide that index into each exponent. 2 goes into 12 6 times. It goes into 16 8 times. And here's where it gets weird. It goes into 7 3 times, but there's 1 left over, so you got to leave 1 z left over in there. So on the outside, I've got 2x to 6, y to the 8, z cubed. And inside, I've got 5z. All right. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. It's really important to get off to a good start tomorrow. I hope you do. Cheering for you. Come see me if you need me. Adios.